I'm Shorty and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shorty Skate Series. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Bont slide blocks. So these blocks were just released, but I have been skating on them for a while because I did help design them. So I'm going to run through some of the design features, show you some footage, and just tell you why I really like them and why I recommend them for you. So stay tuned! Since the Parkstar skate boot was launched, many people have contacted Bont about slide block recommendations. So about a year ago, Bont decided to design their own to fit the Tracer or Prodigy plate, and they asked me to help. There are currently a lot of blocks on the market, both well-known brands and DIY, so coming up with something unique and innovative was going to be a challenge. But I like challenges. So at this point, I had been park skating for a while. I also skated on blades, so I knew the fundamentals of what a good slide block should be able to do. So what was working, what wasn't working, what tricks you might like to do, what tricks I wanted to do, which the previous block I was on didn't quite do what I wanted it to do, which is why I worked with Bont to create this block design. So hopefully you will like it too. The block is made from high polymer polyethylene, I hope I said that right, and the curve of the block was designed to lock onto the coping or rails really well so that you feel secure when stalling or sliding. The size 5.5 and 6 have the same curve, but as the block size increases, the curve gets a little bit bigger to give you more space to help you lock onto the coping without any risk of slipping out. So what I really want to highlight in the Bont block, which is different from other blocks on the market, is the edge design. So this space here. So what I found with a lot of other blocks is that they had a sharp edge. So if you wanted to skate with your feet at a slight angle and you weren't engaging your leg muscles, then you would most likely slip out, or it was, very sketchy. So that's why when I was on other blocks, I had to skate quite flat-footed like this or slide flat-footed like this, so there was no risk of me slipping out. But with the Bont blocks, you can see that it tapers, but it also curves in slightly so that when you land on an edge, on coping or on a rail, it locks you in really well. So why do I skate with angled feet now as opposed to flat-footed? Well, it just gives me a wider base to keep me more stable when I'm sliding. So I feel like some skaters naturally skate like this and others prefer to skate flat-footed. But either way, the Bont block is a great block for both types of skating. But if you want to do tricks like royales or unities, the Bont block will make it a lot easier because it will be able to lock onto the coping when you're in these positions. So that's why I really like the Bont block, is because of this edge design. So the only negative point I think skaters might find with the Bont blocks compared to other blocks of similar size is that it might be slightly heavier because it does have a bit of weight to it. But the reasons behind the extra weight I find is a positive in the overall design. The bar is made from 3mm thick steel. It's powder coated, so that's why it's this lovely black color. And this is what adds to the extra weight. This means the bar is less likely to bend after multiple impacts because park skating can cause serious damage to your equipment. We noticed with other brands that after a while the bar would start to bend, which we did not want to happen with this block. However, you will not be able to bend this bar by hand if you are looking to modify it for other plates which aren't 20 degrees. The bar connects to the block through these bolts and nuts, so if you do happen to damage the bar or block from skating, then you can replace these parts when needed. At the moment, Bont doesn't have the replacement parts, but I feel this is something that will be added in the future. But I think this does give the opportunity to stock blocks in different colors, so if you have a favorite color you'd like to see, then drop it in the comments below. The width of the block is 57mm, and there was a fine line between how wide to make the block versus the weight of the block. So the block needed to be wide enough so you could use your edges and not have wheel clippage, but also not so heavy that your skates felt like bricks. So this width we found was a happy medium so that you can use on narrow trucks, but it also will work great with wide trucks. The Bont block is designed for the Bont Tracer or Prodigy plate, which has 20-degree kingpins. As I mentioned before, it's possible to modify and bend the bar to suit other plates, but it's unlikely you can do it by hand. Note, this will probably void any warranty on the block, so you need to make sure it will fit. There is a size chart that I'll link below, and Bont is also looking to create a compatibility chart with other plates soon. So if you have any questions, please comment below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible.